the time. Extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali world all the time. Extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali world all the time. Extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali world all the time. Extra lit, extra lit, extra lit.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's the man with the plan. I ain't Clark Kent, but some of the ladies do call me Superman. It's your boy, Big Cali. And, you know, we here feeling good, feeling great as usual. I'm here with one of my brothers right here, my man. I met him. Let's just start off. I met him at Say Knowledge. And we met each other during this. Actually, he's a distant family member of the UTV lifestyle. But he's like our family in the Bay. Every time I'm in the Bay, anytime I'm in Frisco, Oakland, anywhere up there, I hit up my Quest family, hit them up like, yo, what's goody? And
it's a nice bud.
Trust me. And you know what's deep about it? I'm thinking about it right now, Rich. Like,
I'm thinking about the time niggas couldn't get in brick and mortar. We tried to get in that venue. We got a venue back home in the city, right? And they're racing. And we never get no play, like, at this venue. I go there, year round. Y'all showed up. We did the Speak show, right? I'm like, Big C, bro, we can't get in. You must have came out of nowhere. It's that shit that we do. That's what we do usually. But they got a dose of it. Like, y'all can't get in? Look, I got some bands right here. Everybody band up. You must have.
Real quick, came through.
Didn't even think about it. Everybody band up. I turn around. Yep. We all got VIP. Everybody's inside. And the owner's like, it was cooking.
It's cool. It was a vibe though, bro. But yeah, man, Rich, I had to hit you up personally, not only because we've been trying to chop it up for a minute. I've been trying to get you on the podcast, and then this quarantine shit happened, and we were like, all right, well, we just got to do the Zoom, try to get that cracking. But then, the murder of George Floyd, excuse me. George Floyd. I have to say it correctly. I want people to know.
It's crazy,
murder.
Actually,
and when that happened, bro, you're one of the people I looked on your page first. I can't lie. Because I know it was like, if anything's happening in the streets, if anything's happening when it comes to our people, when it comes to this activism, when it comes to pushing us forward as a culture, I know you're one of the people that I just go to for that. I've always went to for years. You've always been on the front line, bro.
Yeah.
And you always been one of them people, bro. So I just want to talk to you, man. Like, what's up, man? Like, I know it's fucked up out here right now, man. And you just moved out here to LA too.
I mean, I felt like I learned about LA. Like, I knew what it meant to be from the Bay. That's all I knew. Right. And then moving down here, at first, it's been like 5 months or whatever. I live in Hollywood, like whatever that means. I live off Hollywood Boulevard. So first I learned kind of what it means to be from LA, or like really what it means to be from SoCal. And I know I got love for y'all, but really I just had no idea of like how strong y'all are down here, as far as like dealing with the same shit that we deal with. So I had to keep a lot of that moving into like, it's like Silver Lake kind of hipster area, whatever. I just moved like right into it. So a lot of it at first was like learning, okay, I'm down here too. And then with all this development now, I'm just like, we need to fight down here. This is what I'm thinking before everything happens. I'm like, we need to have a fight down here as well as we do in the city, because we do that shit nonstop every day.
For people that don't know, like out there in the Bay, where you're from, you always was fighting against these new developments coming into the inner city and basically buying up all this shit, gentrification. That was like one of the first things I remember you fighting for. And then you were talking about a warehouse or something. I remember happening of a fire or something happened. It was
I remember we were talking. That was ghost shit. So I would try to I'd see you different pockets, like for me a couple times a year or something like that.
Exactly.
One time it was like, I was on some like, they buying everything. It's bad. Like they buying my whole city. And
exactly.
The thing was like, I was kind of like, we don't have anything in San Francisco, but now they're coming for Oakland. And then in Oakland, they had that ghost ship fire, which is they had a bunch of people, a bunch of artists, you know, kind of warehoused in a building. Had a shady owner, like all kind of crooked shit was going on with him trying to rent this building out, and the whole building caught fire, and like a lot of people died. And it's just another example of trying to find a place to like do music, do art, or do like
just create and be there.
You bought everything, so people don't feel good about themselves anymore.
Yeah,
walking around, know if people know that, like that's essential. When you take away somebody's self-confidence, or we allow someone to take that away, I watch people walk around like, for me, on some zombie shit. They're just not good anymore.
You're right, because
so when we want to express and do these things, whatever, in the Bay, they make us fight for it now because they know that's revolutionary too.
And not even, I mean, but the Bay has always had a revolutionary background since the early 60s and 70s with the Black Panther movement. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't the Black Panther started in Oakland?
It's in the town, yep. It's
like, y'all have been a target since the 60s. They've been on y'all head like, all right, hold up. They know something down there. Something in that water up there in California, in Northern California is up there. And then it just trickled down.
I don't know what it is, but I don't know. It's the education, and by education, I just mean, I think it's like, okay, you got Oakland, but you also have, you got Berkeley. Berkeley's very important. The history of Berkeley as far as protesting goes is very important, because you have people that are exposed to the education, as well as the passion and the fire and the realness. That combination of both, that creates the revolutionary mind, right? Not the activist mind.
If you can elaborate on that, because I think that kind of ties into what's going on right now. Kind of like what we need to get on right now.
Basically, if I smack you, you're going to want to smack me back. You're going to react naturally. That's action. So activists, they have a way of going out to actions, being there, doing things, responding to things, but not exactly putting a chink in the chain, not really doing the like strategic education to figure out how can we actually get to where we're going. And shit gets really stressful too. Like when you're knee deep, like when you're in it, like a lot of people feel it today. They're like, what the fuck? Like, what do we actually do?
That's what I've been hearing. I've been getting the calls. People calling me like, Big C, I don't know what to do.
I've been getting the calls, and I'm like, and now this morning, I had a couple folks who, like men, grown men who are having emotional kind of, they calling me like, bruh, I don't really understand how I'm feeling right now, and I'm trying to figure it out with them, but it's a level of hopelessness and stuff like that comes with it, right? When you're knee deep in it. So I've been in all these places, and I had to ask mentors. I kick it with like a bunch of OGs that roll spliffs and shit, and they've been doing this shit for years, right? Yeah. So I did marches and all kind of shit. So I'm smoking with cats late at night, and they're telling me this information they're telling me is the truth. It's not to question. It doesn't work like that. We stand on shoulders, so I gotta listen to bruh. That's how this shit works. I gotta listen to my OGs because they literally lived the whole life for it, and then I gotta take what they leave and run, right?
You know what's interesting about that is I was listening to an interview today, and they were kind of talking about different solutions that we can think of today. And they said one of the problems, or one of the things that is different from now protesting and I guess activism against this injustice as opposed to in the 60s is the leadership is kind of gone.
Bruh, like, nobody wants to lead.
Nobody wants to lead.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Why nobody wants to lead? Talk to me.
Now, this isn't divisive towards the movement or anything like that.
Of course. And before you even say that, like, this is not up to push an agenda. This is just us open convo.
I'm gonna keep it real because, like, I'm gonna keep it two Virgils.
Two Virgils. Yeah, Virgil fucked up with that. He fucked up. He fucked up with the $50 donation. I didn't gave more than Virgil already to the cause, but we'll just leave that alone.
Okay, like, see, you could, bro. You can
Why
spark,
nobody wants to lead? Why nobody wants to lead?
you can spark me on hella shit. And
I know.
I
But Rich, why you say you feel like no one wants to lead right now in this particular case?
no one wants to lead because, and I can't say this as a standard. Somebody may want to lead, tomorrow. Somebody may want to lead, or somebody may think they want to lead. This is why they do.
Yeah.
Because of how political leaders in this country and then around the world are treated, point blank. Now, if you were to look into that, you find out they get shot, they get killed, or they get put in jail and kind of like forgotten about, which is an odd thing too. The political prisoners in this country and around the world, the stories are, I had no idea, bro. When I started finding out, they will, like, somebody's out here right now, right? Some people are going to county, but some of these people they consider a real threat, and they're taking them to a whole nother, they're hitting them with whole other charges just to fuck them up so they never get back on the streets again. These are the people that are inspirational. These are the people that they know how to do it. People are born. Our next leader is born. He was born like that. He didn't come out here and like kind of just figure it out. He has a real from
jump purpose.
Yeah, he was just like his whole story.
Sounds like Jesus. It sounds like Jesus. Sounds like we need it. It sounds like Jesus. That's what it sounds like. Like he was born for this.
We wait for it too. We wait for it. Like I said, the revolutionary mind, it never stops. I could do some shit and I could stop. I can like go home. I could be in the house for like 4 years, right? After doing an action. But a revolutionary mind, you're educating yourself. You are doing things daily in the community, little micro things. You're dealing with even micro aggressions of people and misunderstandings. You're choosing to do the work on different levels. You never stop. You choose to never stop. So you know how to chill. You know how to like.
Because you've been doing it.
Yeah, the activist is you're going to run yourself ragged.
You know what? And I'm going to be real, Rick. And this is kind of like where I've been kind of torn with this whole thing. And I'm just going to talk to you, my brother. I got to, talk to you. I agree with the protest. I agree with the activism. I agree with it. Okay, whatever you need to do to push your agenda, I dig it. But we've seen what happened to Martin. We've seen what happened to Malcolm. We've seen what happened to Robert Kennedy. We see, like, we could just go down the list of black, white, people who stood up, especially black, have always been kind of slain, like you said, in jail, coincidentally.
I think not.
So it's like, okay, what haven't we done? What hasn't been done yet? That's where I'm like lost. It's like
some of what's happening now, it hasn't been done in this way. Probably because of the phone. That's another, me, that's another.
Is that the new way? Is this the new activism? Is us recording everything? Is that our place in history?
This tactic hasn't really been studied. It's because of the tech boom. This isn't something that we really talk about as much. This is something that we've been navigating through, and OGs have been kind of like doing a good job at getting to Twitter or getting to Facebook or something. But people that already had it figured out how to clip things, and I'm pretty good at it when I do it, when I start doing it. But when I'm clipping videos and shit, the thing about that, I gotta download all the videos and then look at them and study them and then pick shit and write in the correct context.
These little niggas is getting it quick.
Yeah.
Quick.
All these videos, the same way we're getting progress. The videos, they come with side effects. A lot of people are burnt out this morning. I know that the numbers show that people are out there, but if you look at the actual population, right, in reflection to who's in the streets, it's hella people in the house, and they don't feel good today. Like I said, they don't. Some people aren't feeling good about themselves. It's very important to see where your self-confidence is at right now. Not even having to do it, nothing, like no other topic, just personally. Do you feel good enough?
Yeah.
Shit comes from the videos. Shit comes from, it's just
you know what it is though?
Being exposed now.
I'm scared I think people are scared of the desensitizing of this.
Yeah.
This is something that we've never seen, that is so dark, so twisted,
It's
And
not us though, you know, like
it's like, but here's the thing though. We're seeing it constantly every 15 seconds, anything we look at. And we've never experienced this kind of trauma, quote unquote. This is trauma. Even if it's PTSD, you go to sleep thinking about it. You go like, they didn't have that in the 60s. Barely in the 90s. Rodney King video, that was one day with one video.
I mean, and think about the music that was dropped in those years. They were already kind of clicked in.
Yeah.
Revolutionary tunes.
Public Enemy, NWA. They were already
down the line almost. Down the line. By the time they even had Rodney King, they had acts like Public Enemy. They had people they already kind of had these devices to recharge people. We don't know how to recharge each other right now. This is what I know. So if I want to share anything really, blood, like on the show, that's one of the most important things. We don't have an effective way to recharge each other or recharge ourselves. So we're at the end, until we fix that, we're gonna take a big L. Bottom line, because it's kind of like gas in a car. It's not a question. People want to ask questions. I'm like, nah, I can go. And I got folks they protest the whole weekend, barely went home. That's health.
Mental stamina.
Somebody had put me on because I was down at some shit, and I must have been like, I thought I could like party at night. Like I think I did some Molly or some shit. Like a night before, but I was going to protest. I was doing everything I was supposed to do, going to meetings and shit. Yeah. But at night, I would try to like escape, whatever. So I showed up burnt out one day, and somebody was like, pulled me aside, like, you know, self-care is the strongest form of resistance. And I was like, dang. And these gyms, like, people had to pull me aside because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. So that's why I'm like, today.
And you learning these from your OGs and your leaders and your people that's doing that.
They're only telling me because at the end of the day, then what had happened from that day, one time they had all went to jail. They needed me and a couple of my folks to lead a protest. And we had went down there. I was like, bro, I don't know if we should be doing this. I was talking about my folks. It's like, man, you know that they taught us and like we learned and we did. We had a good group of mentors, and we actually were able that day to lead. We led a youth group through the city. We held space. We shut the market. Kept them safe, and it was like.
Do you remember what y'all was protesting? That particular protest?
Yeah, this was 3 years ago. They got shit from 5 years ago when we did that 100-mile march to Sacramento.
100-mile march to Sacramento?
6 years ago. Or I started when I was in high school. I all this shit started for me when I walked out. I walked out in high school and middle school during the whole Bush era. One for his first immigration thing. I'm in middle school. I went to a school in the hills. I lived in Fillmore, a neighborhood in San Francisco, a black neighborhood. But I went to school at the time in a city called Hillsborough. So like a nice, like a white upper echelon kind of whatever. None of them walked out. I walked out by myself with my partner and a couple kids who went to the school that did not speak English. Like they was close to them, that issue. And then I had walked out in my high school where nobody wanted to dip to it was a 9/11 war, kind of like in the war thing that they had in the city of San Francisco. Mm-hmm. I went by myself. I'm like 14 downtown. Damn. And it started raining. I look around and I'm thinking everybody's gonna scatter because like fuck, it started raining.
Yeah.
Mind you, I have no friends. I'm not talking. I'm a kid. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm kind of like.
You just felt it in your heart at 14, like I'm doing this.
But it starts raining. I look around, nobody moves, and I didn't move. And
you felt that unity.
About an hour, yeah. And after that, being alone, then I jumped on Bart, and people kind of just like, for having my sign, people were looking at me a certain way and just like not understanding because they weren't there. And the people in my school or whatever, they didn't understand because they weren't there. And I just kind of started to learn this shit is not, usually it's lonely. Right now, it's a lot of people in the streets. So it's beautiful. It really is.
This is different. This is a real movement. You feel this one.
They go straight into therapy. They're strong people, but they go to do a couple actions or pick up one of those blowhorns. You see any of those videos, anybody who was on the front lines, see how they're sleeping tonight. Real shit.
It is dark.
Like, hardly at all. You're gonna start to see people go to the hospital for exhaustion, straight up, and say fuck coronavirus or not. I'm like, I damn near got to be put on IV or something, or I know you heard about the mental health, like,
yep,
like a sea of people that have issues with mental health. And if you look at like history, when different times where actions and things have happened, what comes after the movement? The drugs. After Black Panthers, they sent that crack to Oakland. They sent that crack to Frisco. They sent it everywhere. You know about all that freeway, Ricky, all that shit.
Yeah, no, it's all documented.
So we couldn't get back up again.
Wow.
Then you start learning about the shit, and then you really see where the hurt, all that shit comes from, and why in the past few years, whatever, it's kind of like, man, Rich don't really talk no more. Like, Rich don't really, like, he's not the same.
But I have a question for you, Rich. I know when you you seeing these different protests and you're seeing these movements, what I'm in fear of about, it's not even so much the act, it is the violence, but it seems like it's so many decoys and they're getting shown on camera. Have you seen this in your life when you were out there protesting, like cop cars just placed there to make you do something, or what little like random white kids dressed in like with a bow cut and Doc Martens, and you're like, you don't even live here, bro. I ain't never seen you in the hood.
They're brave. That's new. And I guess, I think people should, they should definitely collect that fade, but not on camera. That's how I feel about those. Beat their ass off camera. Don't give them any more. And don't even like, you don't even need to make no crazy example. You could just be like, I don't know. You could just.
But I'm saying, like, I feel like that's just another decoy that we haven't been aware of, and it's like I don't know how to maneuver against that, because if I'm walking, we as Black people are getting blamed for this shit.
It's conditioning. Like, they think these are Fortnite kids. These kids are like.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing that he said Fortnite kids, but I feel you. You're right.
Family. This conditioning, movies like The Purge and all this kind of shit, they were getting us ready for this. And people would talk about it. We'd smoke blunts and talk about it. Oh, that's a conspiracy. But then over time, even my ass, I'm like, no, this is actually happening. Now it's happening.
They got us on a curfew.
Now, I can't even, like, when can I do my Postmates right now to get some food? You know what I mean? Like, they're shutting down the city again, and they literally are telling us we can't protest in the United States of America, all things considered. And that means all the books, all the people that died, all the pox, all the nips, everybody. All things considered, Martin, Malcolm, we can't protest today. And they died for us to protest. So, all things, Harriet.
That's so heavy. That's heavy, bro. W.E.B. Du Bois, Frederick,
Marcus Garvey, where you want to go?
Yeah.
All of these people. And then your grandparents, personally, to personalize it.
Yeah.
You got to really think like, not his people or whatever. Let me think about my people too, and just their individual story.
When you were saying my people and my individual story, I was talking about in my IG earlier this week, I was talking about, I just went on a little rant, and it kind of led me to even talking to you right now. In my rant, I was just talking about my frustration with this whole thing going on, and I was just like, my father moved from Louisiana, from Baton Rouge, in Jim Crow South, to come to California, so I didn't have to live in a segregated land, so I didn't have to be scared of the police. So is my father's dream false? Is my father's dream, and he passed away 7 years ago. He's not here. So he did everything he could as a father to prepare me to be an upstanding gentleman, citizen, no records. I have no records, no felony, thank God, nothing.
Yeah.
And I still...
And you're big Cali. Like to think, like to, I'm like, I
And
try
if I go out right now with a sign that says Black Lives Matter on the street, I can get arrested. I can get possibly tased, ate up by a German Shepherd, killed. And if no one gets it on film, it'll just be another dead nigga. And that's the part that hurts.
My heart goes out to your pops.
I appreciate that.
And I think that that's all you do. And this is how you kind of if you want to really ignite yourself and you see how people out there, they seem explosive. It seems like, man, those protesters, they can jump higher than me, run faster than me, yell. Why do they have more energy than me about some shit? If people are asking themselves these questions, I've been there too. Why and if I'm out there, am I gonna want to chant like them? Am I gonna want to, am I not doing enough? Are they doing too much? All that kind of shit. This is how you ignite yourself. You do what you just did. You keep it close. And
Sure.
Very like simple.
But here's where I'm at though. I'm not protesting. I haven't protested. That's not my thing. Should I? Yeah. I think I should. Do I want to? Am I scared? I have a lot of things about that. It's just like, because I seen personally, because you're my brother and I love what you do. I support you 1,000%. But I know I will fear that if you go out and you go protest tomorrow, that you're going to get locked up and I won't see you.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to pop out in the next couple of days or something. And then
I'm feeling the same way though, because it's like I feel like I have to be a part of this. Honestly, bro.
Miles.
Yeah. Oh, Miles. Yeah.
Bruh, he went out he went out the other day and he just went to the house on GP. He was like, bro, we were gonna go to jail. He was like, if I would have walked that way, I would have walked into.
Come on, man.
Where they don't, the judge ain't even there. They got people in LA for 7 days, just sitting in jail for 7 days, and they could have been. I heard somebody right on Sunset was they were like going to the store, like literally walking to the store, and they picked them and took them to jail. They're picking
my homegirl Tiffany. I'm about to have her on Argoon Radio next week. She lives in Minnesota. She's on the front line. She's there. This is in her backyard. And she was at the protest. I seen her there. I seen her walking through the grocery stores like, look what this done. Like, what is this shit? Like, cussing at it. Like, this is just crazy. Then she's protesting. She's getting tear gassed, having to run home, goes home, comes outside just to watch her neighborhood because looters are just going through the neighborhoods. So they're just like protecting their own hood because the police can't help. It's literally the reason the Black Panther Party was even made. That's all I keep hearing. That's all I kept hearing in my head, bro. I've never been that kind of activist. You mean to neighborhood? To basically police their neighborhoods.
That's what's next, blood. That's what's next.
But that was supposed to. But look, she did that, and the police snatched her up from her porch and said, "If you come out on your porch, you're going to jail." Put her locked up, and it's a Facebook video out and everything. She's going viral. She got arrested.
Yeah, we're not gonna go back as a society after all this shit. We're not.
I don't feel that. I just feel like this is the big breaking. In the Bible, it says it's power in the breaking. Sometimes you need to feel that when you work out, that hurt, that pain, is because of stronger muscles coming in. Yeah. And we as a country are feeling that hurt right now. But you've personally been on that since you were 14. You know this. That's why you're so calm about it. I'm the radical. Like, what is this? Is crazy. Like,
basically, when you show up angry, necessarily, it's your mind is in a hot state, or you could have like monkey mind. I know you heard about monkey brain, or it's just kind of like it's hard to focus. It's hard to focus. So you never really want to show up. You never want to show up like that. You know, you want to show up calm if you can. And the shit that calms you down is just the truths, like all the truths, you know, when you're really, really hype about the whole situation and you remain in that state, you might not know some of these essential truths. And for me, that's the difference. Like, the more I learned, I was considered the hypest one down there. The loud, the rowdy one.
Since you were 14.
Yeah, just like live.
How old are you now?
Now, 29.
Damn, so you over 50, almost 15 years in the 16, 15 years in the game, pure of fighting a cause bigger than you, bigger than rap, bigger than music, bigger than art, like pushing a culture forward and social injustice. Really, when it comes down to it, in every way, shape, or the form.
I just feel I feel close to it, so I have to watch it because I've been doing it for so long. So it's something that you have to monitor because you care, and then over the years you start to care more, and then it's just hard. It's hard to turn that off. So right now I'm really just trying to think of my next action.
I'm glad you said that, because what I was going to ask you is not even so much your next action too, but to elaborate on it, what do you feel is a solution? Do you have a solution to this problem? Yes, people could say, fire police, put them in jail, sure. But I mean, does that stop possibilities of other cops killing black people?
Yeah, it's
like, how deep does it get? Deep.
You defund you defund the police, which they just gave the police more money, right? Yesterday in San Francisco County and LA County. So they're going the other direction. But really we should you dismantle the police system, or we have police officers that come from the neighborhood that we vote for. Damn near. We vote
that
for
would be tight to vote for a police officer. That's something I haven't heard.
We vote for the police officers on our phone like American fucking Idol, and people would love that whole blackout IG shit that I myself kind of like fell for, and then I stayed up like after 12. I'm like, damn, this is a perfect example.
Was it fucked up? Okay, I did it. Okay, I did it.
Rich. We all did it.
I did it, Rich. So was it fucked up? Was it?
It was hella. It was hella dumb. I should have known. It was too good too soon. One thing it shows is that it is possible that we can like flood something, or like we can do something collectively, which is very powerful. Another thing it shows, which I'm already on, is cell phone addiction. The product of cell phone addiction, the exposure to these apps for a certain amount of like years, and how the human condition acts pertaining to these apps. And we hear things. People should really, really focus. They're going to do colleges are going to do studies on that day alone, where people all did a blackout. And then there's all these other posts of like, don't post the hashtag, don't post the picture, because there's so much shit going on.
One of my homegirls did it on my page. I just deleted it. I was like, hey man, I don't need it right now. I'm just doing what I can. I'm not even convinced myself yet to go out in the streets yet. I support it. I've even paid money to different things.
We show solidarity doing the IG live, right?
I haven't posted in 48 hours. But then again, where you're saying the cell phone addiction, I've known how long I haven't posted. I've mentally thought about how much I haven't posted. Even though I've looked, okay? I'm still giving it the view. So they're still getting what they want. It's like, it's all, I don't know. We're all confused, Rich.
But that was out here. After I like cell phone addiction is I always couple that with a lot of different resistant movements, because they got us by the balls with the phones every day. So really, by that I mean what we stream, how we buy things, like how we exchange money for goods and like services. A lot of it's done online now. So if we really were to not use the phones like that for a week, you're talking about the millions. Like they're the looting. It's like there's a portion there's a part of looting that is very successful when you look at it from you look at it historically, because you're destroying to rebuild, and we need that. And I can't do it. I can't do it with like the 30 people I was running with or whatever. You need all those people to do that. So if you want to take their money out the front door, but they only got a certain amount of stock in that Rite Aid or that Best Buy or something, that kind of shit, you really want to fuck up the money, you got to get off the phone for a certain amount of days on some real shit. And that's when and I mean, get the fuck off the phone. It's dangerous. I never realized how dangerous it is now because we've been doing this phone shit for too long. Everybody's video thing is on their phone. Nobody has like a camera on them anymore. Nobody's keeping the camcorder or even anything to, and these are very, very strong forms of resistance. If I were to see this in people, I'd be very impressed.
If niggas is just pulling up with the camcorders like it's 93, hell, like millions of camcorders, no phones.
All to stay off that white man's phone. You feel me?
Right.
We're gonna take it there. We're gonna take it there.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it we're gonna keep it a verge in two halves. Off that white man's phone with these apps that are only funded and usually cleared by white money.
But not even so much white. Even big corporations that support against this movement, against
powers.
Yes, the powers.
The powers that be.
It's not just white people. It's black people that are very high up it's that mindset.
With that
Come
tech.
on now. How about this? That tech money?
About that tech?
And if niggas ain't been to Atlanta, I'm not even trying to pull out that city, but if you go to Atlanta, and ain't that many white rich, it's white rich people out there, but there's a lot of black white rich people out there. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I get what you're trying to say.
It's a lot. I'm talking about the big dudes.
And I feel like.
So I think it's beyond the color thing, but I don't want to take it away from color because it has everything to do with.
No, we gotta
systematic racism, basically.
We gotta do exactly what we just did. I say something, you like, you know what, bro, it is that, but it's this too. And I'm like, you know what, show you right. It's
a conversation.
We don't have time. So when I figured out when people were like, bro, you're being, I'm the one, like, I was on a couple actions. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to no cops. I don't want to talk to no white folks. I just didn't want to. They made me do it. So next thing you know, I'm talking to hardline racists every other day about something, educating them, having a conversation I don't want to have, and that sharpened me, and that strengthened me because it's all based on the fact of we're not here for fun, and we don't have enough time to be fucking around. I gotta listen to my bro right now,
and I gotta listen to my bro right now.
And that was just a brief example. Sometimes it gets a little deeper than that, but people gotta know when you have even a minor opposition, first it's your job in the movement to try to educate and then reach. If you're not doing that, if you're like, I'm not gonna talk to my cousin, I'm not gonna talk to my partner about this shit, then you might as well stay at the house. Because I promise you, we don't need you down there. We don't need people that don't want to like do the actual work.
Yeah.
Because they would love to call us closed-minded, and that's the worst. That's the worst kind of thing that they could throw at us. Because if anything, it's the opposite. We're thinking of a new time, a new world, all this open shit. Nothing's closed. Right. Nothing's like I'm just hitting for these people, or
there isn't a definite answer to this definite problem. We definitely know what the problem is. Mm-hmm. We could see the issue, but it seems like the solution is so jaded and it's so gray. And I don't even want to say, because maybe this is just coming, I don't want to say hopeless, but it's like a hard thing we're fighting here, Rich.
No, yeah, it's not hopeless, but how about like
I don't know what a better word to say, but it's like, damn.
It's whack. How about
whack? Basically, it's just whack. It's trash.
Yeah. We say can. We say can in the city like trash can, like that shit can.
And it's like, what's going on, man? But here's the thing. I came to myself and I say, you know what I can do? And I think most people can do, because I'm not going to use my platform. I'm not going to it's enough podcasts, it's enough radio stations for do this, do that. You need to do this. This is what I did. And this is what my brother did. I'm saying for me personally, I want to use my platform because I know I have the internet using against me. Regardless of it, I could put this video out and it will reach further than I could go in one movement of me going out there in my mind right now, today, right now. Tomorrow, if I get it up to enough, and I feel I need to go out there and go on the front line, I will do it. But I don't feel me right now in my mindset. If I don't want to go down there on no bullshit. I don't want to go down there on no hype beat shit.
Don't go. I don't want
you. Feel me? I don't want to go down there like, oh no. I just feel so mad and angry, and I just want to go down there so I can be mad and angry. Like, bro, because it's gonna be people like you or people like other, or maybe that's what's needed too, though.
I ain't going. Now I'm kind of with you. You're different. You don't have to go. I'm different, right? But what I'm saying is, I'm not better. I'm not better than anybody. You're not better.
And that's me. And I feel the same way. Why can't we all fight together?
What about a war? Like, you ever play Tekken? You feel me?
Talk about it.
Niggas come from all different sections. Somebody come out the house. Somebody was like cooking a meal. They come out the house. Somebody comes out a cave. Roar.
Exactly.
They come together, right? Or I really fuck with, which is mirrored after Martin Luther King, who I guess was Dr. Xavier, and then Magneto was supposed to be Malcolm X, if I'm correct. And this was all about, and then the X-Men were kind of like these people that they had differences that weren't accepted in mainstream society. They were treated differently because of how they looked. You know what I mean?
Wow.
There's that element. If you peep the movies, like I
get what you're saying, because they were all quote unquote.
Remember they had the protest. They had the protest and shit about the mutants.
Yeah.
Wow. How they talk about mutants in X-Men and like how powerful that is. It's that's just hella clean.
I've never put that together in my head. You just literally fucked me up right now. I never even thought about that like that.
People, how the X-Men come together. You know, how comic books. This is why comic books were incredibly powerful in the 70s and like in that era of a revolution. And you know how comic books have connected themselves to. They have like the Superman, Black Panther run or different like special editions and shit. This is why. Very, very, very smart. Very smart.
Strategic moves.
Yeah, this is very. So look, that's what I'm telling you. Don't protest. Don't. Protesting is one action, one action, in a room full of decisions. Like you know, Men in Black, where they press a button and the hella guns.
Yeah.
I want people to know that's where you're at, and you won't feel as hopeless. For me, when you see that image in your mind, when you wake up in the morning, press the button. Pick one of those guns off the wall. Pick one of those methods, and then do that. It doesn't have to be what anybody else is doing.
You're not predicted. It's not predetermined your fight in this social injustice. Everyone can have their boat. Everyone can have their boat on this big wave. It's just like a big wave. Everyone can have their own surfboard. I can't be on your shit. It is.
And I need people to not play checkers. I need people to not just go down there and like, I didn't really know why I was here. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. At this point, nobody's like, oh, there was 10 more people there. Or there was like 20 more. The numbers are outrageous. It's all the other things, from like the people going to jail. There's so many needs. And the needs that I'm focusing on basically, like personally, is the necessity to recharge, which if it doesn't happen, like I said, it's like gas in a car. You're going to see a bunch of people burnt out. You're going to see suicide attempts. You're going to like real stuff in our lifetime that I don't want to happen. But when you have such high numbers of people raging and expressing, and then you have this opposition, you see how they treating us like for going out and all, then everything from the curfew. It's gonna be a lot of people that, you know, they're hurting and feeling away. So I'm kind of thinking like, damn, how can I remedy that? How can obviously, you know, with the music, I started mixing and shit, so I want to keep doing like this Quest Wellness Check, this daily.
Explain that a little bit.
Quest Wellness Check is just me. I got this laptop out the pawn shop like 3 weeks ago. I got my Serato. And the day I got it, I was really just kind of on some like, you know, coronavirus, like you need to give your gifts and like do what you really do. You know, it's this whole, before all this is I've really just been thinking like what, even like for me, it was kind of like there was a calm. So it was like after the protest, after these revolutions, how can I become like, you know, a normal person again?
and like have hobbies and shit. And like,
Who's gonna be here?
I didn't
That's
have
what
no-
I was telling my homegirl, Rich. I was saying, who's gonna be here when the dust settles? When the last protester goes home finally, and we're still possibly we could be changed, but we still need more work done. Who's gonna be here?
And protesting specifically, going out to these actions, marching and doing this kind of stuff, with how the news is reflecting these actions. You are the black sheep in the family. You argue with your spouse, and then
but it's so necessary.
We're on lockdown. It's so necessary. But some people are going home right to the spouse, right to the family, right to their closest people, and they're ostracized in their own community. I
didn't even think about that part of that.
No,
like, you have to go home now. Because for the people that don't agree with you, the people that don't.
This is why these people are exhausted. Imagine protesting, going to jail, getting bailed out by some bail fund you don't even really know. You know, there's no hug yet. There's no high five. Nothing yet. Then you go home and you're like, damn, I get to collapse into my people. No, they're raging. They're pissed off. They feel so many different ways, and they don't understand why you're out there and they're really not. And these are family members, but that everybody, it just goes to education. That's all it is. Because if you knew better, you do better. That whole shit. So if people aren't in the know, they won't be doing those things. And then I just see a divide, almost like, I didn't go, so I'm not fucking with it. Bottom line, I think, and it's kind of childish too, but all this like celebrities or they're making posts, or my true belief is they're just crabby because they weren't there and they don't feel it, and that's it.
They're like,
they have to be leaders. They have to be they have to be like
fear missing out.
Popular. Look at this different guy. They have to be fun. Everybody's at the fucking sock hop, hanging out, you know, whatever, doing the Watusi. Here comes Fonzie, cool guy.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all you trying to high side. I call you trying to high side on the whole movement. You're cooler than us.
But that's not what it's about. It gets so jaded. But that sounds like a ploy of, I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it sounds like the man. It sounds like that. That sounds like what America wants to happen.
If we still want likes, we're gonna get them. So it's still the conditioning, and where does that behavior come from? Where everybody has to kind of like support me and support where I'm coming from. It's
instead of supporting the movement that I was once becoming. Wow.
Dedication.
Wow.
Discipline. I had one of my mentors just yell while we would march. Her name's Mama Christina. She's my mentor's mom, and we'd be marching in the craziest situations. If people were out of line or telling jokes or something like that, discipline. This is like a little, it's a little like firecracker, like amazing woman from Colombia, and like just inspired a lot of us. And really, she just yelled simple things to us, and she just let you know how it is. She's been doing this her whole life.
Did you see that happening now? Because I was watching some of the videos. It was peaceful protests with people pumping each other up, like you were saying, and it seemed like they were moving something forward in a good movement. It just,
I think the peaceful protests are dope.
But do you see that happening? What you're saying in particular, with Mama Christina pumping you guys up, giving you that recharge, as you were saying? Are you seeing it happening now in that case on the front lines? Or are you hearing those stories now from what you just personally know right now that's happening as far as with George Floyd?
We don't have those figures yet. I wish we did. That's what we're missing. We're missing people that kind of just went to the protest to low key just give hugs. They made hella lumpia, or they made hella like tamales or something. Like they did what they could. You feel me? They did what they could from their heart, and those are the kind of like simple things that touch. If somebody like made it if I just got like tear gas and all this shit, somebody helps me out because they brought some stuff from their house, and then somebody else comes around and like gives me this warm tamale that they thought about hours earlier, and this is what makes you got your Malcolm X that's like kind of down and out in jail, not feeling good about himself. having this self-guilt and all this shit that's holding him down as a king, you know, to be who he is. As soon as you start meeting people that are willing to even clothe you, house you, it's not because you need charity, but you literally need that, like, you need that.
I feel like we're going towards that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope we are. I'm not down there
We
though. I
already-
don't know.
I wanna put some calm into it if I can, cause I'm calm. If I could share that with people,
Yes.
that's what I'm trying to do.
But you're realistic,
It's like-
and that's why I have you here, and that's why you my brother, and that's why I'm gonna ask you these things, and that's why I'm discussing it with you, because I don't have the answers. I don't know. I've never been on the front lines of a protest in my life. I've never once done that. That wasn't my thing. I never was a part of it. I told you how my father raised me.
Yeah.
He was like, "No, you're not doing
But
that. You're going to."
But you've had experiences with the police before,
Of course.
and I know you've been
Of
on tour.
course.
You've been on tour with the team, and like you like hella shit, right?
Yeah.
And that's an understatement. So you think about some of those specific times, and then think about one of the more vivid times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that just like you're just as vital as everybody else. You got to
Right.
remember you have that story too. You're not on the sideline just kind of looking at people.
That's what it kind of feels like. I
This is
think
your
through
life.
social media is painting
Yeah.
that picture like if
You're
you're
not.
not
How are you on the side? How are you on the sideline?
right. You're right.
And how are you, like, when people, even like if you're a mother, or if you're pregnant, right? If something like you just can't do it, you can't step out. You're not on the sideline, like.
You just
There's
figure
no-
out your thing
This
in
is
this
not
movement.
It's not an NBA. You know, it's not an NBA game. Like,
This is real.
this is not sports. We're not gonna get a winner at the end of this. We're not. That's what when you start to break all that the conditioned expectation that we have just as Americans, because they fight, bro. They fight around the world year round, and they get nothing, and they don't have this capitalistic, like, for me, economy where they can loot and get all of these great items and then kind of wake up and protest again. You don't get shit when you protest. You
Around
get
the world
nothing.
for sure, like in those third world countries, and
You
they
don't
be
get
fighting
nothing.
for everything.
And
They
this is
fight
me.
for the movement.
I was the one. I'm like, I used to be out there like, damn, can we get some water? Can we stop? Can we? I'm tired. I'm tired of marching. Like, I went through all those little processes, and I learned, like, on some real shit. I had to sober myself. Like, you don't get anything. This whole thing is about self-devotion, dedication,
Mhm.
discipline. That's
Repeat
it.
that one more time. Self-devotion.
Self-devotion,
Uh-huh.
dedication, discipline. And it's just like, it's simple. As soon as somebody, now you can say that to somebody, you see how we're talking like kind of like calm, like receiving, you give, receive.
Yeah.
When you're talking to a mind that's like, oh, well, save that energy. Come back to them next week or something like that. It's,
Because you're not going to get nothing accomplished.
the decision is so real. When you decide to give yourself to whatever, to the movement, the decision is so real. You got to make it personally. It has to be personal.
Right.
I can't convince you to go out there. I can't convince you to do nothing, because when it's personal, you'll never stop. Something might happen to me, you know? But if you're still here and you were taught the correct things, then you might be the one. That's what it's all about. We all look at each other like, damn, are you the next? We're not really looking at like this one political leader, like he's the one. Even though we have our leaders and we know who has like that, the most education or whatever, we just look at it like that. He'll tell me anything I want to know, though.
Well, it's like
So
you
I
had
have
a
his education.
Yeah.
I stand on his shoulders. So I'm looking at him like, I need to protect my OGs. I need to protect the Black women down. I need to protect the people that are standing on the lines, but nobody's better. There's no hierarchy. White folks taught us all this bullshit has been taught to. It's divisive. So we don't. And when we stop. You don't bring no competition to a protest. You're not.
And that's why, and I'm so glad you validated that for me, because when I'll be talking about it, they're like, Big Ceaston, you ain't gonna pull up. I'm like,
no.
I don't feel like that's my thing. And that has to be okay. I have my thing. I have a platform. I have a podcast. I DJ. I do music. Why can't I help create the song that is the freedom song of the next generation?
No,
why can't we create the next What's Going On? Where's that artist at?
we need a song.
Why can't we get the song? And why can't we get the next video, the next photo, the next something? It's so many people that have vital plays in this big tree that's called social injustice, that's called equality, that's called whatever you want to title you want to give it. And it's just pick your poison, pick your thing, but be dedicated. What's the other two? Dedicated.
You got devotion, and discipline. And I just freestyle. I don't know. They don't even have to do all these. But those are it. It's very important, and it's like anything else you're devoted to in your life, you don't really stop.
Before we get out of here, man, because I appreciate you talking to me, man, because people needed to hear this, and I know people got questions. Some people gonna agree, disagree. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what's up. You already know what it is. But before I get out of here, I want to talk about your music, man, because I know we said we didn't. I mean, because yes, you're definitely an activist. You're definitely I don't know what title to give it. You just fight for your people. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. You definitely do that.
The fighter thing is what it's gonna feel like in a minute. We all just gonna be fighters.
Exactly. But your music, you make some of the most smoothest yet eclectic yet modern yet 90s pro black. It's like the most melting pot of great music. I love it. I'm a fan of your music, and even though you work with all my brothers, we all work with each other. I love niggas like, oh, I got a Rich verse. I'll be like, oh my God, I know he did some stupid shit on that. But then just like you're saying, you had your break because you're fighting a cause, you're doing what you're doing. But I know you're gonna revisit the music back again because the people are gonna need the songs.
That's where I'm at now. We're like, I don't know. Am I supposed to start a leadership role, or should I just go back to the studio? And I know that's a big question. A lot of people are asking themselves, artists are asking themselves that right now.
What do you feel? Like, not even so much you, but like as artists as whole, like, who's gonna give us the what's going on?
I'm gonna do it.
Like, who's gonna give us that track?
You're gonna pick your sharpest sword. Fail sent me a track the other day. I don't know if he's gonna put it out or whatever. He made it like he was like watching the news, all the shit, made it hella clean. Immediately, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, I need to get my shit together. Because he just did it, and it was just slapped.
That's the next person I gotta interview. I gotta interview Fail. Yes, the black man.
And it's just and these people. This is why I've reached out to bro throughout the year, just on some like education. We've been doing education. Just here, bro. Look at this. Like read this.
He was reading messages already. To the black man 7 years ago, 10 years ago. Reading Message to the Black Man and listening to Afrocentric like jazz.
And the mind you meet these people. That's why I challenge people. You be revolutionary minded. Don't get into the activist shit. Really drown yourself in education, because we're gonna get you in the long run. That's how we need you. I don't really need you right now, because we need to get you ready. We need to get you prepared. And they don't even send them cops out there without a little bit of training. You just need a little bit. And it's not to tell you about your experience. We all have our pain, but I'm gonna tell you how to do this, how we do it. And like Fail, like it's certain people who can they keep a calm in all this, because the injustice continues. I heard some cats say there is no justice up at the top. Up at the tip top was like, Rich, at the end of the day, there is no. I'm like, that's the truth. But what we're doing is we're changing shit in our lifetime. It's not gonna happen right now, and that's major.
That's how our grandparents feel. That's how my father felt. That wraps it back around. Yeah.
It may not be forever, but it's not gonna happen right now. That's major.
But we have to do.
But we got to recharge. We got to recharge. You have to figure out a way to recharge batteries of people who you see they're on low, right? If you don't do that, the car is going to stop. There's no organization. You have to understand there is no organizers right now. They're coming about, but there's not a lot of community organization, and there's not people that are willing to be the like, I'm the leader. If anything, if they're the leaders, they don't really want to be that public about it, because leaders get shot, killed, kidnapped, or whatever, and kind of just like put away. So that's a major issue. the demands. We're gonna need more clear demands, what we want, or the eventually we're kind of just like we're just swimming out there. So you got to keep looking at the case and what we actually like want, what our demands are right now. Without those things, like certain things, it is kind of like it is lost. You feel me? As far as the looting, we're supposed to just kind of let it go. In a way, I was doing this when it was unpopular. Now we have the people. It's people power. So if the people want to go into Rite Aid, the people go into Rite Aid. That's how it is. I know there's a bunch of opinions and everybody's like, oh, well, you shouldn't. No, this happened way before we were even born. Like, people have been doing all these tactics. People read books and they're doing the same tactics that are in this literature. It's correct.
The art of war.
Behavior.
Yeah.
This behavior is not barbaric. It's none of that shit, actually.
It's strategic if it's done correctly.
Yeah, it's all. Now you got white kids, you got a bunch of people out there taking surfboards and shit. This is like, it's 2020. Discipline.
Yes.
Discipline. So they all go back into each other. But they need to run up in there. They need to shorten up the money. We're going to let them do it. Cats who are personal position of knowledge, we're not going to berate people. We're not going to bully people. I can go around and be like, none of y'all was here. None of y'all was fucking with me.
What point does that prove? Because there's no hierarchy, like you said.
That I'm an asshole, that I'm self-serving. You know what I mean? It doesn't prove anything. So I don't do it. I would never do it. If I'm not doing it, nobody should be telling nobody nothing, especially you. Or I wish I would. If I hear that even today, I have to get involved, because like, you can't tell anybody anything. Everybody's in a good spot. You gotta recharge. You gotta remember those D's. What else? I'm trying to just get out the line.
Go ahead, bro. Do your thing. This is why I have a big Cali world, bro.
The looting. I know it was.
I'm glad you addressed the looting, because I didn't know how to address that, and I'm just gonna be real. I didn't. If you're not down there, I don't feel you have an opinion. Sorry. Like you said, it's the people's choice. If that's what the people need to do, the people need to do it.
I didn't take nothing, because personally, I don't want those items. This is personal. Those items have bad juju on them. I don't want it. I don't want it in me or around. I don't want it around me. And that's from doing. I hit licks off season. I do crime on my own time. This is a revolution. You don't do anything. You don't take from a pot. But then a lot of people aren't really peeping that. Just that very simple understanding of like, you don't take nothing, because people are getting shot, women are getting kidnapped. Like, you don't take nothing. But at the same time, we need to corrupt the establishment. So in order to do that, certain people won't get off the couch unless they get some J's, unless they get some Vans. They won't get off the couch. So we get them off the couch, they get their Vans. Because at the end of the day, police are getting...
I see what you're saying. That is going to create that.
They're treating each other. Now they're on camera. They're treating each other in a certain manner. People are... they're getting fired left and right. We're going to get the change now in the police. This is what I believe. So,
I believe it should be I was going to hop on there with the police change, where I think it should go. And I just want to, before we get out of here, I want to hear your opinion on that. It needs to be zero tolerance. Now, when I'm saying that's a very broad statement, but the only way I could possibly compare it to anything will be kind of like, and not to the same degree, before I say this, of course, but just the way it was done was, when you remember the Me Too movement, when that happened, them white folks was getting fired left and right, quick. Oh, you're accused? You're out. Peace. Your job's done. You're gone. Your family's done. Your name, you're fucked. And it was just boom, 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 boom. It was happening. I think that same tactic needs to happen in the void, and that's the only way. That's at least the beginning.
I don't like
to be crazy.
Cancel culture is not my favorite, but it works. And right now, it's ruthless. It is ruthless. And basically, like the Asian cop in San Jose, everybody knew him down there. He went to school with hella people.
What Asian cop is, for people that don't know?
There was a It's an Asian cop in San Jose. There's a video where he's just kind of like really riled up to like shoot some people, and he's kind of like moving back and forth, like he's just juiced to do it, smiling a little bit, and he says some other shit, and basically right now he's about to get fired, and like they get dealt with the next day. This is what they care about. We figured out what they care about. We hit them. It took years and years. So many people have tried so many things. That's why we have to be humble and grateful for the moment, because people have tried so many things and they have failed humbly, graciously, you know?
So
because
what
they
is
know,
the
like, it's not
solution then? What do you feel is a solution with the police then?
What's gonna happen is like we're probably gonna run the protest all summer, and then the police eventually are they're gonna kind of like play them. So they're very stupid. They're like goofy. It's like a goofy group of men and women, for real. They show up and it's like the fucking circus. They show up in like a clown car and they're like
I feel you.
It's like
they did. The whole girl was saying they got Humvees and shit rolling down the street, like hella
like,
extra.
It's like,
hella
bruh,
extra.
it's like, bruh, at the party, like, nobody know who invited this guy. Like, that's how I see it. There's like, and that's how we started. We got to treat him like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is weird. But I think it's gonna change. You're gonna see cops quit. You've already seen black cops quit. You're starting to see cops kneel. Nobody should kneel with police or hug police. You don't do it. Discipline. You don't do it. You have to figure out what we do and what we don't do. And that's by we, I mean historically it's a movement of people that move for all people power. You don't do it. So don't you like certain taboos, you don't need to do it. They're gonna play themselves. Let them play themselves over the summer, and then I'm hoping for a restructure of the police going into next year, where even like in the counties, even though we have funding, I see new legislation. We are gonna have to vote like that. That happens. You're gonna have to tap in with people that are down.
Oh, so you believe that voting is necessary in this movement?
It's not like a savior. You know, there is no set. So like looking for a savior is soft shell. We can't be soft about it anyway, but like what it will do is it'll give another opportunity for them to change. They would love to say, we can't change the law. So we got to play their game. Like, oh, bro, you can't change it? Well, what about this and this? And we do everything that they ask, and then now they have to change it. So it's exhausting. That's why it's exhausting, because that work is like, you have to do all these like little like clerical whatever things, playing on their field. Right now they're on our field. We have to play on all sides. We got to make sure we're online. We don't do no stupid, blackout stuff. But I think it's
right. We can't fall for that.
We have to ask questions. That's all it is. We're like, I did it too. We all did it. You got to ask more questions, and just be calm. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Get coronavirus checked if you can. Cats are going to
That's
jail.
the crazy thing. I guess the virus is gone.
No, it's not gone. And like,
I guess niggas is just out now, because
it's not
2 weeks ago.
If a bunch of people get sick too, then what's up with the movement? People they gotta really think. You gotta think strategically. It's about strategy. It's not about you.
Everyone doesn't need to be out there.
Imagine
if you feel you need to be out there, be out there.
Bruh, yes. Imagine a sports team where everybody ran out. Imagine a football team where like the defense. Why the fuck is the defensive line out? We have the ball. Like, why are they on the field? What's gonna happen? Referees, like, it's bad. You can't play like that. Yeah. Now everybody's tired.
Yeah.
You have to do it in shifts. You gotta stay. You ever seen the Warriors? OG Warriors?
Yeah.
You know where homegirl, my partner was like, Rich, you should just be, you know where homegirl was telling people where to go and, oh, they're coming down this way. She was warning the gang members. Of
right.
Like,
she just played her role.
She helped them get back to Coney Island.
Yeah.
Who's doing that? I would love to see you. Somebody, it's Big Cali and da-da-da. And let me tell you what's going on today. And let me tell you what this is. Like, not even on some player shit, playing dope music that helps people. It achieves all these things.
That's what I'm saying. I feel I have a bigger purpose.
But if you go
not even a bigger purpose, that's horrible verbiage, but I feel like I know my purpose, and I'll just leave it at that. I feel like I know what I have to do, and I have to just do that correctly. I have to figure out how to do this correctly for the movement in my way.
And it's cool. And if you do it and you happen to gain popularity and people like what you're doing and it seems like you're the shit or whatever, you have to know in yourself, you didn't do it for that.
I didn't.
We do that to each other.
Look, I'm already saying it. Like, I did it. Like, it's already happened in my head. I'm like, yeah, no, I did it. Like, that's not.
We do that. We do that to each other. Oh, Big C don't want to protest. He think he better than us.
Bro, we could have came out here. We could have talked about weed. We could talk about music, tour shit, all kind. We could have did, but no. Bro, I need to talk to my brother about what's going on right now out here in the front lines because I need that view. I need to know where that is, and I know it's a lot of people like me. It's a lot of people out here that just like, what do I need to do? Where do I fit in?
You keep doing that, and you watch it over summer. You watch the police change, and then you move towards the restructuring of the police. And I think we could have police of the same race or ethnicity in these neighborhoods. They already separated the neighborhoods anyway by socioeconomic.
I heard about that red line thing. I never knew about that. I didn't know that happened. That's how it went down.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's what I see. We're headed towards a restructuring, and that's what if somebody asks me what am I going for, I'd like to see regionally. You see black police in black neighborhoods and so on. Certain areas it's going to get confusing, but you vet the police. You do better psychological kind of like, can I put this person in this neighborhood? And then you let them culture in those neighborhoods over the years. And you let people get to know the cops, same cops.
You know, it'd be tight if it was some way, like, I like how you said the idea. That was good. And I'm glad you said it on the show because it's documented. If niggas was able to vote for their cops in their area, and you had to vote on your phone like American Idol, and you could vote for who you wanted, and you really looked at it like a profile, like Facebook, like you really looked at their stats.
I gotta
get it like a
that was my girl idea. She me right now.
Oh shit! Well, shout her out. Hold on, my bad. I didn't mean to just do that. We gotta shout out. It's 2020.
She don't want no light, but that was a good. That was a good.
Well, we appreciate you, my sister. We appreciate you on that.
You feel me, black women, but like I like that. On your phone, stay on your phone, and then you give the
like
cop.
If you're gonna already be on your phone,
how about a Tinder or something kind of thing with the cop, and you can swipe right,
left, swipe left. Yep. Yeah.
It's not hard to do, and the techies are sitting there. They could create that app right now where you vet your own police, and they have a rating like a Yelp kind of thing, and then we let the
and then cops start getting like, say if you get arrested and you didn't like the way you got arrested, you give them a bad Yelp review.
Or you attach you attach a video of that cop, like you can put in their badge number, and it sends you straight to their like list or whatever, and you attach a video to their profile, and like they got a horrible profile, that person will never be a cop. Bottom line.
Or if they have a good profile, like say if they like do some good, because I want to believe they are good cops, even though it doesn't matter in the big scheme. I get it, okay, but there has to be out there. So why can't they get rewarded in some kind of way? Because they're gonna be fighting this too.
They need their shine. But they need to just out their they need to out their partners. They need to tell on all their partners.
Exactly.
They believe in law and order anyway, so they can be good cops when they tell on all the other cops, and that's pretty much. And they're working side by side with them, and that's not.
That's the problem. That's where it gets fucked up, because it might be a good cop that sat there and watched that other cop fucking kneel on George Floyd.
But that's what I call the app, Good Cops or something, like ironically. So people would go and actually see, you show me a good cop. On this app that collects data over time, you show me the
right here. We came up with this idea first.
Background check shit. I can see, I can pull up this cop, where my tax dollars are going. This curfew shit is up and down. It's un-American. They're stopping us from protesting. They're putting a curfew so we can't protest. That's 100% wrong. I don't want anybody to think that there's anything about this. This is a whole different. They don't even do this. They pulling out shit they ain't never done before. So when we see those kind of things, it's like, are they doing like communists on some like other ass Nazi type era shit? So they got us in the house. I can't even get no food tonight. I just found out. Like everything shut down, and it's kind of like it's. I mean,
to say we have vegetables. You
heard that?
That's the worst. Bro, I feel so bad. I can't.
No.
Here's the thing: I can't even go to you to give you food. If I drive right now and go to give you food right now, I could possibly get popped in jail.
You can't help. That's the thing. You can't help.
I can't help you.
I have no community outside of you. Feel me? So they've separated us all in the night, and we got vegetables. But some other households, depending on how their fridge looks, I want to say this is a very strong, destructive form of opposition right now. This is why I understand a lot of people are feeling different ways with this curfew. They got a trip. The curfews is fucking us up too. So we got to keep our head. We got to just eat our vegetables and be cool about it, whatever it is. Because right now I'm kind of hot. I wanted some whole other shit like tonight, but we got to move with it. The times are different. This is why I can't go out the house. That shit.
Yeah, no, I feel you, bro. I was just talking to my sister. She was saying she gonna come out here. She was about to drive out from Vegas. I was like, yeah, but we ain't gonna be able to do nothing. We about to be stuck in the house after hours. So she was like, all right, cool, it's cool. But I was just like, bro, like, ain't shit else. This is great. I mean, we have to get strategic, which goes to our point. Everyone has to figure their place out in this movement.
Hopefully they watch the show, you know?
No, they're gonna watch the show, man.
Like, yeah, that's the thing.
That's
like
the beauty about it. Cause that's what I want. I want people to share this with clips and different friends. Like, take parts of this. You know, if they don't get the whole thing. You know, I want people. That's the point of it.
And that's what it is. Like, just divide and conquer is a very, it's very underrated.
I feel you, man. But I really appreciate you, man, coming on the show, bro. Like, throughout it all, man. Like, you're a blessing to us, to all of us. The people that are on the front line, you're that voice right now for them. For the people that ain't on it, you're that voice because you're helping me out. I was just like, before this, I'm thinking like in my head, like, okay, that's why if you watch my IG video on IGTV or on my Rare Fat Player page, if you look on it, I'm confused. I didn't know what to really say. I'm like, do I do this? Do I do that? I'm just spewing out ideas. Boom. That Cancer moon. Just letting this get out. Like, no, this ain't happening. No, you know? But I'm just like, I can't be angry. Someone has to be calm in this. Someone has to be strategic. Someone has to have the platform that keeps growing throughout this and gives people like you, give other artists, give other protesters to come on the show and talk and let people know what's going on.
Well, those are the people, right? Historically, when we look at it, it's the real calm kind of talkers that we really just we listen to, and we kind of.
But those calm talkers need the front line. They need the radical.
Yeah,
it goes hand in hand.
You see where we at? So I'm calm, but I'm behind a bunch of people that'll run through your
ready.
So now it's different. Now I can be calm, and that's why
you were once that person.
Yeah,
it goes in the same way. I was once that rowdy where I was once good, but it's like, no. Luckily, when I was doing it, it was the most riots or crazy stuff we had was against our own people. It was Black and Mexican riots. To be real, that's what I grew up around. So now we're all coming together, and it's still crazy right now. I see that stuff getting brought up. We're not even gonna bring that up because that ain't nothing but the devil at that point. That's just evil.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. Like, I don't even get that. That's just wrong on set. We should all be together at this point. We all everyone's black, brown, people of color. We are together in this moment. At this moment. So, and even my white brothers too. We're all in it too.
But we know what's up now because people spoke. They either spoke up or didn't speak, and now we all know. Exactly. So it's gonna feel good.
I feel great. I feel like I let it out. I said what I had to say, and I'm gonna continue to do my fight. So you're gonna continue to do your fight, and you're gonna continue to do what you do, man. Let the people know about where they can see your stuff, man. Where they can holler at you if they want to join your movement. If they want to join, if they get inspired by what you say, they want to be with you. They want to do that. Holler at where can people get your stuff, man? I'll talk to you.
So you can check me out on Spotify, Rich Iyala, Iyala.
Music's fire.
I'm on Instagram. Not too much. Yeah, I'm very
humble.
understated. But.
He's so humble, bro. God damn it. Still all these niggas rich. No.
But
man.
check out
Rich
Frisco
Iyala,
Top Watch
man.
on Instagram.
Right.
Iyala, Iyala.
We got Camp Mendocino just came out, my new album on Spotify. I'll keep a track called Jack Move. It's fitting right now. It's right on time. And I'm trying to make more shit that have read the room a little better. All the other music is good. Like, I'm sure a lot of artists feel the same. A lot of other stuff we made is good, but right now we need something
Everybody
that's like
being
aligned.
cool.
So
Everyone's being cool right now. Everyone's being cool. Like, I was reading. Yep. So, man, hey, but
same knowledge.
Hey, and I'm putting this in the atmosphere. I need a Cassius Green, Say Knowledge, Rich Iyala project. Whatever name, whatever vibe you gonna bring. I need that vibe. I need that old vibe. I need that 4 a.m. After it's all over, or when in the middle. If you find some artistic expression in it, I'm just saying, as a DJ, as a person of music, as a fan, we need that Cassius Green, Say Knowledge project. I'm putting it out there.
For sure. So it's written.
He just so written. I love you, man.
Okay, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna put it together. You in LA, bro. You ain't nothing but a drive away before curfew. I just gotta pull up before 6.
Shit, when we can get together.
When we're allowed to get together, we gonna get together, man. All right, man. But anyway, for all your podcast needs, audio and visual, go to productiveculture.com/podcast. And how did you hear about us section? Put in Big Cali World. For all your, man, JMKM will have your podcast sounding and looking amazing as usual. For all your clothing, accessories, go to utblifestyle.store. You can we got some stuff available still here. And also for this podcast and Argoon Radio and Big Cali World merch, go to bigcaliworld.com. It's all there. Go there, man. And honestly, be safe, y'all. Real shit, man. All in all, we said a lot of stuff. It was a lot of great, gems in this episode. And I appreciate you, Rich, for coming on, man. You my brother. I love you, and I'm always gonna pray for you to be safe out there. All in all, just like you gonna pray for me. I already know.
It's love. Hey, get good sleep. Get good sleep, for real.
And drink water. Lots of water. Lay off the Molly for a couple months, all right? If y'all gonna be out there protesting, lay off the Molly. Drink some water, all right?
Already.
All right, man. Love you, brother. Holla at you. Big Cali World. Peace.
Big Cali World all the time. Extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali World all the time. Extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali World all the time. Extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali World all the time. Extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Ain't nobody fresh like C. Built like bear, nigga strong like tree. Strong like Kush, too hype like E. Entourage stick so thick like she. First class bitch, all 3 seats. Got the pass like free, talking free like cheap. You gon' cheat, hoodie bigger than whatever you gon' be. We gon' stack like cheese, that's 100-something G, nigga. Big Cali World all the time, extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali World all the time, extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali World all the time, extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali World all the time, extra lit, extra lit.